Hi everyone, welcome back to Level Up with Dawn. Today in this video we'll be talking about mortgage loans and how long they should be. So if you're interested in this video, please keep on watching. So generally you can have a mortgage loan from 15 years to 30 years. And so that begs the question, how long should my mortgage loan be? And am I disadvantaging myself if it's too short or if it's too long? So first I want to talk about what actually changes when the tenor of your loan changes. So interest is calculated as you use the loan. A bank is not going to calculate all the interest that you would owe for, let's say, 20 years, and then they divide it by 240 and make you pay it every month. When you take out a loan and you have the stipulated time and you have the stipulated interest rate, then the monthly payment that you need to pay gets calculated. And ideally for the bank, that's going to stay the same throughout the term of your loan, unless there's any rate changes. What makes the difference between tenors is the fact that if you have a 15-year loan versus a 30-year loan, you have a longer period of time to pay off your principal. So if you're paying a 5,000 Rand per month, that was the calculation done by the bank, a percentage of that is going to be your interest and the remainder is going to be your principal amount. But that changes over time because as you paying that little piece of principal every month, the loan that you actually owe as a whole decreases. Let's say you have 100,000 Rand loan and you've been paying 5,000 Rand a month, and 1,000 Rand of that has been going towards the principal, and the 4,000 Rand is the actual interest rate calculated against the 100,000 that you owe. If you say make a 50,000 Rand lump sum payment into your loan, then now you actually only owe 50,000 Rand, but there hasn't been a rate cut. So the bank systems haven't recalculated what your payments are going to look like. So you're still going to be paying 5,000 Rand per month into that loan. It's a set debit order that they put in place. What changes now is that the percentage of principal to interest rate will be different. So your interest rate, they can't just charge you the same amount of interest because you don't owe as much money anymore. So now you'll find you've halved your loan, so maybe your interest is half. So before, in your 5,000 Rand, 1,000 Rand was for principal, 4,000 Rand was for the interest. You've halved your loan, so now only 2,000 Rand is for interest. But remember, you're still paying 5,000 Rand a month because they haven't recalculated your payments. Then that means now 3,000 Rand every month is going towards your principal. So you're paying off your loan faster and faster. So it's not these small, I'm digressing, but I think this is an important point to make. These small little payments that you make into your loan matter. And you may think, oh, it's just 1,000 Rand, or it's just 100 Rand, or it's just the remaining change I have in my bank account after paying all my bills. But they make a difference, because on top of actually reducing your loan amount, the installments that you pay going forward, a bigger percentage of that is allocated to your principal, which it's like a compounding effect. So I highly suggest if you do have that extra money to pay into your loan, do it, because it has a much bigger effect than just that amount reducing immediately when you pay that lump sum. But let's get back to how long our loan should be. So my point was, with a longer loan, you have a longer period to pay back the principal amount. And so that's where the difference comes in. That's why if you have a longer loan, you'll have a smaller installment per month, because it's the principal that changes. I mean, the length of the loan will affect how much interest you pay in total over the life of the loan, but month to month, it depends on what you owe. Someone could have a 15-year loan, someone could have a 30-year loan. If they both owe 100,000 Rand on the 1st of May, and on the 31st of May they still owe 100,000 rand, and they have the same interest rate, the interest calculation will be the same. So how long should it be? In my opinion, not financial advice, I think you need to make your loan as long as you can get it. If I could have a 50-year loan, I would. So in my experience, the first loan that I got was a 15-year loan. And the reason why I had that loan was because I bought that property with my father, because I was using his credit rating to buy that property. So, and my father is older, so they didn't want to give him a 20-year loan. They felt more comfortable giving a 15-year loan. My second property that I got was a 20-year loan, and this was a property that I got in my name alone. I didn't have any issues with that loan, but then I learned that 30-year loans existed. And so now my policy going forward is every loan I get will be a 30-year loan. And I'm not just saying this because I'm a property investor. I still suggest this, or I still would be doing this if I just bought this home to live in. And I'll tell you why. The number one reason that I want longer loans going forward is because your monthly obligation decreases. This is me looking out for myself and my future self, just in case I'm ever in a situation where my cash flows are not where they need to be, or I have lost some streams of income. Then I'm in a position where I don't have as much disposable income. I want to make sure that my obligations are as low as they can be. So that's not me paying extra money every month. The actual amount that I have to pay, so that I am not considered in default, I want to keep that amount as low as possible. Now keep in mind, when times are good, it doesn't mean that that's the amount I'm going to be paying every month. I prefer to pay more than I need to every month, because that's also me looking out for myself in the future, so that if there is a time where I am in a crunch, my loan is lower than it would have been if I just stuck to the prescribed payments from the beginning. Reason number 2 is it reduces your monthly expense. I know there's certain people in property who would like to maximize their profit and realize their profit as soon as possible, and having a really long loan helps in that regard, because your monthly installment is lower, but your rent is what your rent is. So that profit that you get will likely be a bit higher than if you had a 15-year loan, as opposed to when you have a 30-year loan. I know there are a lot of people who will watch this video and feel extremely uncomfortable, because a lot of people do not like debt. They find it uncomfortable. It has a very negative connotation, and to just willingly prolong that state in your life just doesn't seem logical. But one thing that I do want to make clear, yes, I'm getting a loan for 30 years, but by no means am I ever trying to have a loan for that long. If you do look at a loan agreement, there will be a section where, I don't know what it's called, I'll have to find the name. If I do, I'll just put it over here. But there's a term where they show you at the end of this loan the ratio of what you have paid to the actual loan that you took out would be. When I took out a 20-year loan, that ratio was 2.5. So that means if I took out a loan of 100,000 rand, by the time I paid it off, I would have paid 250,000 rand to the bank. And when I had my 15-year loan, the ratio was about 2.1 or 2.3. Now my ratios are in the threes, because obviously I have a longer tenor, so I'm paying a lot more interest. I'm paying 10 years more interest than the average person according to the calculations. But listen, and listen carefully, I am not going to have a loan for 30 years. I'm not even going to have a loan for 20 years. I'm not even going to have a loan for 10 years, because I'm a property investor. I'll take you guys through what my strategy is with my properties and why I say I will not have a loan for that long. Some people may actually care about that ratio because they do actually keep their loans for that long period of time. Why? Because there's tax benefits. You can deduct your interest from your taxable amount. So that benefits you. But for my purposes and what I'm trying to achieve, I will never have a loan longer than 10 years. Not even the house that I live in. That is just a rule for myself. So I understand that some people may be uncomfortable to have long loans, but please do not let people think that you have to keep that loan for that long. You don't. You are protecting yourself in a time when there could be a crunch, or you're realizing profit out of your real estate faster because that one expense is reduced. I understand that's not an easy option for people. It's not easy to say I'm not going to have a loan for that long, because some people really do have their money stretched out, and the money that they can really allocate to their loan is the obligatory amount. Please don't put yourself under unnecessary financial pressure by making your loan smaller. I have a computer next to me. I just want to illustrate to you the difference your tenor makes if you have the same interest rate and you have the same loan amount. We're going to be working with R1,000,000 and our interest rate will be prime, which is 7.25 at the moment. So if you take out a 15-year loan, the monthly payment that you will make is 9,128. Now, if you make it a 20-year loan, the payment you'll make is 7,903 Rand. From 9,100 to 7,900 for an extra 5 years. Now let's look at 25. At 25 years, then that decreases further to 7,228 Rand. If you take out a 30-year loan, your mortgage payment is 6,821. 6,821 Rand. 9,128 Rand at 15 years to 6,121 Rand at 30 years. Look at the difference in these two numbers. So you see how your monthly profit changes. You see how in a crunch, instead of having to find somewhere to get 9,000 Rand when your streams of income have collapsed, you only need to find somewhere to get 6,800 Rand when your income streams have collapsed. I mean, it speaks for itself. So I hope this video helped you. If you do want more content like this, please subscribe down below, and please like this video and share it with someone who you think would need it. If you have any friends who are buying property, share it down below. I will link some videos up here for you to look at if you're interested in property, and in my end screen I will link the property playlist for you to look through with some relevant videos that I think you guys would like. So thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate your time, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.